Hey, good morning. Jesus is Lord. Yes, sir, the word works. You know, the last couple of days I've been talking to you about nothing, absolutely nothing is impossible to him that believes. Well, you am a him or you am a her that believes. So therefore nothing is impossible to you. You see, the disciples had been praying for this little boy. A guy brought this little boy that had been grievously vexed with the devil. And he said to Jesus, I brought him to the disciples, and they could not help him. Notice he didn't say they would not. He said they could not. And Jesus said to the guy, he said, well, all things are possible to him that believes. And the guy says, well, Lord, help my unbelief. So, kind of blunt to say it this way, but maybe you ought to pray, Lord, help my unbelief, and start believing rather than unbelieving. I was at a meeting years ago where this guy talked about you got your little boat and you're going upstream, you're going against everything else, and then you meet this boatload of unbelieving believers going downstream with everything else. It's not difficult, but you got to kind of protect your heart with all diligence if you're going to go upstream against the world, against what the government tells you got to have, and against most unbelieving believers. Well, I'm not an unbelieving believer. I'm a believing believer, and I believe what Jesus said. And Jesus said nothing. I like to rephrase that. No thing is impossible to him that believes. Now, Pat and I pulled off so many miracles in our own personal lives that sometimes it's hard for me to imagine living without faith. In fact, I never will, because the just shall live by faith. But here's the key. If you can think it, you can have it. Because God said, I can do exceeding abundantly above all that you can ask or think. In James, it says you have not because you ask not. And that's not writing an appeal letter and telling everybody else what your needs is. What that is just going to God and saying, Father, I need a set of tires for my car, or I need the money to repair the air conditioner. I mean, I've got a couple of things that I'm working on and some things I need to fix and some things I'm believing for. And, I'm believing for a lot of equipment to do more for the Lord, to be able to get this message out more. I'm believing for that. I'm not going to tell everybody else about it. But I can go to God and say, I need $1 million, or I need more than that, or I need $10,000, whatever it is. The point is nothing is too big or too hard for your God. He's just waiting on you to ask him. So don't be in a place where you have not because you ask not. Go to him and ask. He said, Psalm 37:4, delight thyself in the Lord, and I will grant you the desires of your heart. Nothing's too big. All things are possible. All you got to do is reach out in faith and believe it and receive it and have it, and you have a great day. Remember, Jesus is Lord. Thank God the word works.